A Middle Ages kingdom is drowning in fear as a demonic warrior tears through a distant province, and no ordinary steel can stop him. A 28-year-old Templar knight takes on a mission that sounds impossible: cross deadly lands, climb a remote mountain, and recover a strange metallic mineral with rare properties. With time running out and the province close to collapse, he must return to the Templar city to forge what may be the only armor and sword capable of facing the darkness. Chapter 1. The province that couldn't be saved. I was 28 when the messengers arrived at our Templar city, breathless and shaking. A province in the Eastern Reach was under siege, not by an army of men, but by a demonic warrior. The survivors spoke the same words again and again. Steel did nothing. Spears bent. Swords snapped. Brave soldiers fell like wheat. I rode with a small escort to the edge of the province and saw the truth with my own eyes. Farms burned in lines across the hills. Watchtowers stood cracked and empty. The air felt wrong, heavy like a storm that never broke. Back in the city, I went straight to the forge. The master blacksmith listened while I explained what the scouts had seen. He held up a shattered blade taken from the battlefield and frowned. "Ordinary iron is useless," he said. "If you want a weapon that can bite something not of this world, you need a metal that the world barely holds." That night, a ranger named Aloan came to me with an old map and a newer warning. "There's a remote mountain beyond the broken pass," she said. "Miners used to speak of a strange metallic mineral there. It shines like moonlight and rings like a bell when struck. Most never returned." I stared at the map until the lantern oil ran low. The mission was simple to say and hard to survive. Find that mineral, bring it home, and give our province one last chance. Chapter 2. The road that tested my will. I left at dawn with a horse, a pack, and a promise I kept repeating in my mind. I will not turn back. The first days were rain and mud. The roads were crowded with refugees, their carts piled high with everything they could carry. Some begged me to take their children to safety. Some cursed me for arriving too late. I didn't argue. I just listened, because their anger was grief. In a narrow forest pass, bandits tried to end my journey. They weren't evil, just desperate. I fought only as much as I had to, pushing them back without chasing them down. If I wasted my strength on every fight, I would die long before the mountain. A night, alone by a small fire, the doubts grew louder. What if the mineral was a myth? What if I returned with nothing and the province fell anyway? That was when I remembered why I became a Templar. Not because victory was guaranteed, but because someone had to stand between people and darkness. Courage isn't loud. Sometimes it's just waking up, tightening your belt, and stepping forward again. On the 5th day, Aloan met me at a high pass like she said she would. She offered supplies and a short route that avoided the worst cliffs. "The mountain doesn't care about your rank," she said. "It only cares if you keep moving." I nodded and we parted. The peak waited ahead, cold and silent. Like a question the world demanded I answer. Chapter 3. The strange mineral in the heart of the mountain. The climb stripped life down to basics. Breath, footing, and will. Wind cut through my cloak. Snow found the gaps in my armor. More than once I nearly slid into a ravine that would have swallowed me without a sound. Near the summit, I found the mouth of a cave half hidden behind ice. Inside, the air was still, and the walls glittered with thin veins of something that looked like metal, but shone with a pale blue light. When I tapped it with my dagger, it rang clear, like a note from a distant bell that I didn't celebrate. I worked. Swing after swing, I mined the mineral until my arms shook. The ore was heavier than it looked, and every piece felt like a promise that had weight. I filled my satchel until I could barely lift it. The mountain tried to keep what I had taken. On the descent, snow cracked and rushed behind me. I ran across a narrow ledge, heart pounding, the satchel pulling my shoulder down. One wrong step would end everything. When I finally reached safer ground, I didn't feel like a hero. I felt exhausted, but exhaustion can be proof of purpose. I had done the hardest part. I did not quit. The Templar city gates came into view days later. The blacksmith met me at the forge and opened the satchel like a man handling a relic. He didn't ask how many times I almost died. He only said softly, "This will work." For days the forge roared. He mixed the strange mineral with steel in careful measures, folding it again and again. Sparks flew like golden rain. When he was finished, he laid out two creations: an armor set that looked bright even in shadow, and a sword that held a steady silver blue sheen. "Your armor will endure what would crush you," he said, "and your blade will finally make the demon bleed." I gripped the sword. It was balanced, steady, honest. It felt like the world had handed me one true chance. Chapter 4. The siege at the edge of collapse. I rode hard for the province. Smoke marked the horizon like a warning. Along the road, I passed ruined wagons and broken shields. The kingdom's strength was being ground down day by day. When I reached the main city of the province, the walls were cracked, the gates scarred by heavy blows. Defenders stood with tired eyes and shaking hands. They had fought until their fear became routine. Aloan was there, bow in hand, her cloak dusted with ash. "You're late," she said, but her eyes flicked to the sword and armor and widened. But not too late. A horn sounded beyond the walls. The demonic warrior stepped into view, taller than any man, wrapped in jagged armor like dark stone. Heat shimmered around him. The air itself seemed to bend away. He struck the gate with a brutal weapon, and the wood screamed. Soldiers flinched. Some fell to their knees without being touched, crushed by terror alone. I climbed the wall and raised my new sword so everyone could see it catch the light. "Look at me," I called to the defenders. "You are still here. That means the darkness has not won." A few faces lifted. A few backs straightened. "I will meet him," I said. "But I will not do it alone. Hold the line. Protect the families behind you. If your hands shake, hold anyway. Because motivation isn't magic. It's a decision shared from one person to another until a broken group becomes a wall again." Chapter 5. The duel that brought back the light. The gate finally gave way with a crack like thunder. The demon strode through the dust as if he owned the ground around him. The sky looked darker, and a red mist crawled along the stones. I walked out to meet him in the ruined courtyard, my armor feeling heavier with every step, not from its weight, but from what it meant. Every life behind the walls pressed into that moment. The demon swung his weapon, a savage arc meant to break me in half. I raised my arms and braced, the hit like a falling tree. Sparks burst, my feet slid, but the armor held. I stayed standing. For the first time, the demon hesitated. I answered with one clean strike. My sword bit into his armor, and the silver blue edge flared. The demon recoiled, a harsh sound tearing out of him. Part rage, part surprise. He could be hurt. The fight turned brutal. He attacked with strength that could shatter stone. I moved with discipline, not speed alone. Step, guard, breathe, strike when it matters. I remembered every cold mile, every doubt, every swing of the pickaxe in the cave. None of it was wasted. It built this moment. Aloan's arrow cut through the air and struck near his helm, drawing his attention for a heartbeat. That heartbeat was enough. I drove forward and landed a decisive blow. The sword flashed, and the red mist shuddered like a dying fire. The demon staggered, his shadowy aura cracking apart. Then the pressure in the air lifted. The sky brightened, as if someone opened a window in the world. The demonic presence faded, and with it the unnatural darkness that had haunted the province. Silence spread. followed by something I hadn't heard in weeks. Relieved breathing. Then voices. Then the sound of people realizing they were still alive. I lowered my sword and looked at the sunrise breaking through the clouds. Peace didn't feel like a parade. It felt like warmth returning to hands that had been cold too long, and I understood the true reward of perseverance. Not glory, but restoration. If you enjoyed this story and you want more motivational medieval fantasy battles like this, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications so you don't miss the next video. Give this video a like, comment what part hit you the hardest, and share it with someone who loves epic stories of courage and hope.